Welcome back, everybody. We are live and here. It's a Friday night, so you never know what we're going to say, what we're going to do here on Landscaping to the Point. Thank you all for joining in. If you ain't joining in yet, get in there, watch this. I know we are live on a whole bunch of different places. I can't remember everything. We're just everywhere, anywhere and anywhere. So thank you guys for watching us. We are here. This is Landscaping to the Point, where we're going to get to the point, hopefully, of everything and anything on this Friday. So welcome in, everybody. JC, welcome back. What's been going on, brother? It has been, I tell you, this weather has been brutal this year. It's been up, down, up, down, up, down. I can't even know. Like went to work today with shorts on and a sweatshirt, and then I got hot because the sun came out, and then like 2 minutes later the sun went away, and with all the wind I had to put my sweatshirt back on. It's ridiculous sometimes, I think.
Yeah, the weather's been indecisive.
Yeah, it's like, come on, Mother Nature, pick a season where you want to go. The good thing is like the weather's kind of changed here. I mean, we got to where we were raining so much, and then it stopped. So now it's starting to dry out, which is actually pretty good. This week we've had nothing but dry weather, which is amazing. I can't complain about it. But I mean, we're flying through the stuff like it's normal, but the grass is growing still, so that's a good thing. So one thing is the grass is green. I'll tell you that much. It is nice and bright green. All the seeds that we did down earlier in the year are just popping like crazy, which is also a good thing. We've been up and down in the temperature, so it's like it's one of those things where you're like, what do you do? We had a job the other day where we had to plant 15 flats of flowers, and I was like, man, I hope this temperature doesn't freeze. It actually got down to 42 last night. So, and they're talking like 36 on Monday. So hopefully it changes and I don't have to go back out and replant 15 flats of flowers. But who knows? I mean, I hope it just stays nice and warm the rest of the week. So, but how's the weather where you're at, JC?
Yeah, it's been all over the place as well too for us here. And like you said, it's finally nice to see the green grass instead of white snow on the ground. It's been rainy, yeah, for sure. I think we kind of hit the same type of weather pattern where we've had a lot of rain. Every weekend, man, has been kind of crappy, to be honest with you. We've had really nice weather during the weekdays. I mean, we've had days where it was close to 68. Actually, no, I think we had a day which was close to almost 80 degrees one week.
Wow.
And it's been dropping between like that and 45 and 55. But the weekends that we've had, and this weekend too, tomorrow, it's supposed to be raining tomorrow. So it's kind of a drag, man.
It is a drag when you get a lot of rain. I know it's the time of year where it's rainy, but still, like sometimes when you get just nonstop rain, you're like, really? Do you have to continue to rain? It's one of those things. You're like, really? Come on, give me a break, and let's just have a nice warm, couple days. Or, one of the things I always look for is like, hopefully it rains at night. So when I see the thing, I'm like, I hope it rains at night because I'd rather not have all this rain during the day when I'm trying to get stuff done, so
yeah,
it sucks when it's during the day because you're just sitting there like, man, I could be out doing something else, especially now this time of year when we're getting that nice good grass growth, and sometimes stuff's going on hand and you're like,
right.
Is there an end or is there not an end? You're like, what's going to happen? So
yeah, we can't catch a break, man. Can't catch it.
Sometimes like, the good thing is we have picked up a couple new accounts because some people are behind. Some companies are so far behind that they can't keep up with their stuff. And it's just like, okay, we'll deal with it. We'll take it, that's all you can do sometimes, is take it if you can get to it. But yeah, It's been nice. It's been a busy year. I know you've been busy with everything else going on too. And what I mean, it's Friday night. Let's
Friday. It's Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday, guys. So have you ever seen the Friday movies?
I didn't grow up watching too many horror movies, or a lot of movies at all. But I guess I'm kind of a late bloomer when it comes to horror movies, and I think I definitely saw like Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday. Oh, you're talking about Friday the hold
Friday,
on,
yeah, it was Snoop
Friday the
Dogg,
13th.
not Snoop Dogg, but
Of course I've seen
yeah.
that. See, for some reason I'm thinking horror movies. What are we
You're
talking
like
about?
horror movies. I'm like, that's a different one, yeah.
Oh,
But
you know what it
like
was? I had
Friday the
more.
13th, maybe he was talking about that
Is it
too.
Friday? It's not Friday the 13th. It's Friday the 8th. Wow. I completely read that wrong. Um, yeah, maybe I'm in the movie Friday.
Yeah, maybe you are.
Oh man. Oh, of course I've seen Friday. Yeah, with Chris Tucker and Ice Cube
Ice
and
Cube, yeah.
yeah,
They
that's a hilarious movie. It's a classic.
Yeah, supposedly they had one, and I watched some of it. It was their supposed to be their kids, and I thought it was pretty funny. But it was just kind of like almost the same concept, the same freaking video, just with younger kids in it. And I'm like, yeah, this could have been redone a different way instead of kind of rehashing the same video from the first one. So
Man,
yeah,
yeah. I thought you were talking about like Friday the 13th.
I mean that is it is a different movie if you watch horror movies.
Mm.
Um, the like me and my son were talking about villains, and he's like, what's your favorite villain? I was like, Jason Voorhees. Like it's from Friday the 13th. Like of course, like a guy that gets pushed into the water and then comes up and finds a ski mask, a ice hockey mask, and wears it and kills people. Like come on, like he just survives, being drowned and then turns into a killer. Like I don't get this, but
Mm.
like it's one of those things. It's I feel like they went too far on sometimes, and they're still going too far on it by continuously making them. Um, I feel like when we were younger and they came out, yeah, that was a good time to have them come out. But now just to kind of just keep bringing it up is just it's just so far fetched. Sometimes you're like, I know this guy is not still alive, and if he is, like, come on, So
Yeah, it gets too repetitive now. Like Friday the 13th, the original one with Freddy Krueger, like that was dark. That was a dark movie. It was like it was scary, but
oh yeah,
then they started adding comedic value to Freddy Krueger, in which they made him a comedian. So
yeah,
he wasn't as scary as he was on that first movie.
yeah.
Um, it just became, a funny type of movie, and his smart remarks and his wise remarks, and it's just, and then how many movies of that are you going to make, and they still do it. Even Freddy versus Jason was one of those types of situations.
That one was just beyond
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah,
Come on, like
yeah,
it just that one, and then Freddy and I mean Jason in space, and it was like really, like come on, like he's gonna survive that and come back. Like it's just some of that. It just I guess I said, they just go far fetched on it. They just try to keep pushing on it, and some of these movies like that they're trying to remake, and I'm like, dude, it was a good movie. Don't try to remake it
right,
and mess it up.
yeah,
Just doesn't make sense to redo it. And like when they redid Ghostbusters with the girls, like really, did we have to come back out with the same kind of plot twist
that
with
flop.
women?
Yeah,
Yeah, just go a certain way and be done with it. Or don't come out with it like anymore. It was good. They were good movies back in our age. Like I don't want to see something new with the whole different people. So
yeah.
yeah.
And that sucks because too, like when they do that, the younger generation that watches the new movie doesn't know about the old one. So like
Hmm.
their first introduction to Ghostbusters is in essence a rewrite of history.
Yep.
Because all they know is the new stuff, and they don't know the older movies unless they're really fans of it and they kind of research it a little more.
Yeah.
But going back to like Friday the 13th, when they've started exaggerating it and doing, 5, 6 different movies of the same thing over and over again, I think like a newer age type of an example of that, as good of those as good as those movies are, in my opinion, the Fast and Furious movies turned into that. Because the
Right.
Fast and Furious movies originally were just like normal people. They were just street racing and, cop movie. And next thing you know, 5 movies later, they're flying a car in space. So it's like,
Right.
come on, man.
Yep.
I get it. They're trying to innovate. They're trying to change it up, but and they were good movies, but it didn't stick to the core.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they bring the one dude back that's we know was dead at the end of the one of the movies, towards the end.
Exactly.
You bring him
Yeah.
back. So like
Now,
come
see,
on, like how are we going to keep bringing people back? Like I
yeah.
know they were good people, but like
So
if you
I'm
can't
gonna
move
I'm gonna give him a
on.
little credit on that one because I think Paul Walker actually died kind of like mid or towards the end of that movie. So
Right.
I kind of could see that they had to like they already had it written to a certain extent. To change it maybe would have cost more. I don't know. But I heard that they're doing another one next year, or
Yes,
they're
there is.
or they're in the works of doing one now, and supposedly it's going to go back to like the roots, like the street racing roots and stuff like that. And I don't know if it's been announced or anything like that, but if Paul Walker is going to be in it, like through AI or whatever
I don't
CGI they use, but
I don't know. That would be interesting to see what they do. I
yeah,
mean, they're they're taking they're taking AI and CGI so far advanced. It's it's making it harder for movies, really, because
yeah,
like these people are dead now, and you're bringing them into a movie and just having AI in it or CGI in them in there, and it's making it so much. That that person's not there, and he's
mm,
not part of the movie series anymore. So it's like you're like, is any of this real? Like, is the whole thing been put in there or not? Um, I know I just heard a movie that was coming out, and I forget what the actor was, but he died like he was in production with this movie literally 2 years ago, and he died, I think, a fourth of the way through the movie, and it was all written for him as the main character. Well, he had died in process of making this film, so they halted it. Well, the directors now, because of so far advanced AI and CGI, that they're going to bring him back in through the rest of the movie and just have all his parts in there and it all be fine. And I said, that's kind of weird that they're going to
yeah.
do that, but it's like we know he's not around anymore. So it's like, how do you make this movie totally perfect when that person's not here?
I
You
mean,
know?
they're also using AI for movie scripts, so it's not even about people writing their own storylines anymore. They're having AI kind of come up with these creative ideas for whatever their movie is.
So do you think that movie if you think movies like that will like take off because they're all AI written, or do you think it's going to be like a 50-50 chance on them?
It's already a phase now. It's already a trend now, but I
Okay.
think people are gonna get sick of it.
Yeah.
Um, because there's a lot of negative feedback on that. And take for example, I watch WWE wrestling. I'm a fan. I'm not ashamed
Right.
to admit that. Um, and there's rumors that they use AI for their storylines, and I guess it's partially true. They have used it, and since they've kind of admitted that, or since that's been discovered, fans have been upset. Like because now they're charging so much for ticket prices, and they're like, it's not a homegrown product. It's not somebody's idea. It's not realistic. It's just they're relying on something to do it easier and charging people more money to watch it. So they're not building a lot of fans that way. And I
No.
think what's going to happen with the movie industry is you're going to start to see that, these storylines are kind of, you could tell that they're AI generated, and then it's going to make one movie seem like the other movie, and then people are going to get bored of it.
Right.
People are going to
Do
get
you
bored of
feel
it.
like if they go so far into it, because I mean, think about it. They can make their own videos. AI can make its own videos for you. It can make, all the wording and all that stuff. Do you feel like it'll mess up on some of the production where it'll make like a person have 6 hands, 6 fingers, or 2 hands or something on one side, to where it'll be one of those things that we'll just pop, we'll be watching it and like, oh, what? Oh, why is this guy got 6 fingers now? I feel like that's what's going to happen is we're going to see some of that as the future goes, and the AI takes over some of that video stuff, to where we're going to be like, wait a minute, like,
Mhm.
is that really a person now, or is it just all computer generated? You
Dude,
know?
that's already happened. So again, I hate to use it as an example because I brought it up, but WWE wrestling,
Okay.
their rival company is a company called AEW.
Okay.
So WWE, they put an advertisement up, with a picture, like, like, of this wrestler, and it was AI generated. What they didn't realize was the AI computer put the other company's belt on their wrestler,
Okay.
and they didn't notice it, and they published it, and then people were like, this guy's wearing the other company's belt, and that was an error. They didn't catch that, and they released that before they actually caught on. So yeah, it happens. There's errors. I mean, I've dabbled enough into AI. I'm a late bloomer, but I've dabbled enough into AI where, like, I've asked for the weather, and then
Hmm.
I'd ask a different way about the same day's weather, and you give me a different forecast. You know,
Yeah. It's weird. Paul Camara, our good old buddy Paul Camara, says, "I know it's expensive, but put the heat on, JC." He wants you to put the heat on. Turn the heat on. The
I'm
hat the
always
hat
so
makes him look. He's Eskimo bro. Okay, he likes to wear the hat. Come on, Paul. We know he had the heat is expensive. I mean, gas has gone up, so the heat gas is way times more for JC over in
Oh, we
Boston.
love you, Paul. You're the
Yep.
best, man. You're the best.
Thank you,
I,
Paul.
I was going for the Eskimo look, and then immediately before we went live, and Scott pulls up my camera, he's like, "Dude, you're a Russian spy."
That's what I
That was
came up with.
that was not the look I was trying to go for, but
It's one of the that's what popped in my head real quick,
yeah,
because I always watch those Russian movies, like Mission Impossible and all those back, and it's like
yeah.
you got that hat, like that some of
You're
them
not
Russians
wrong.
wear. Yeah, you do.
You're not wrong, though. You're not wrong.
I
You're right on
know.
the money. Yeah,
I know. It's like one of those things. You're just like, is he Russian or is he Eskimo?
yeah,
See, I mean, but maybe he's trying to stay warm because, like Paul says, turn the heat on. I mean, it's not that much, but yeah.
yeah. Speaking of which,
Go ahead.
I is drawing a blank.
Brightview,
Brightview.
Brightstone. Nope,
Brightstone.
he's not on, but he did send me a joke the other day.
Oh, well, I
Yeah.
have one to counter, so let's hear his.
Okay, so let me pull his up here. But we did have another message on using AI is fine. We don't have any issues when stunt doubles are used in action scenes. So do you feel like, I mean, yeah, I can see that. I mean, they always move around when it comes to, stunt double. So maybe, going the way AI, maybe we won't tell a difference. I mean, it could happen where, eventually, I could see eventually it not affecting where we're not going to tell a difference in the long run. But at some point at the beginning, I feel like we're going to see some different things. We're going to see some things that we're going to be like, hey, why is that, pop up or whatever. So, you
Yeah.
know,
I mean, I see that, but I mean, stunt doubles, yeah, they're still real people.
yeah,
And they're only using them for certain scenes and situations like that. And the regular actors still the real person doing the acting at the end of the day. But if you allow AI to completely take over the role, I mean that's different. Like I'm okay with AI doing like the stunts and the graphics and special effects and things like that. But when you rely AI on entirely on AI, that's where I think people are gonna kind of get fed up with it.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, here's Brightstone's joke that he sent me the other day, guys. Thank you, Brightstone, for continuously sending me jokes. He sends me jokes like nonstop anymore. Why did the art thief's van run out of gas as he drove away from the museum?
What? I can't even understand the question. That's like a riddle.
Why did the art thief van run out of gas as he drove away from the museum?
Oh, I think I know it. Hold on. It's something about Vincent Van Gogh.
It's kind of you're right on the
Yeah,
kind of on the thing.
because his van won't go or something like that.
Yeah, because he had no money to buy the gas to make the van go. So,
I like it. Yeah, I
yeah,
like it. That was good.
I
So
like
there's
that one.
a bunch of different
Yep.
puns in there.
Oh yes. Oh
Mm.
yes. All right, JC. What kind of joke you got, man?
All right. Speaking
All
of being Russian or an Eskimo here,
right.
if you're
Russian
um,
Eskimo.
if you're American when you're outside of the bathroom, what are you when you're inside of the bathroom?
I'm gonna say French.
No, European.
I knew it was coming, guys. I knew it was coming.
European.
European. Okay. I am peeing, but I don't
Yeah.
know if I'm European. But yeah,
Paul's
that
like,
was
these two
great.
guys are idiots.
Yeah, Paul's like, I'm gonna get off now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, all right. So, w- do you think? Okay, so now AI is doing a lot of that stuff. Do you feel like it's gonna take over the WWE and make it even more harder, or do you feel like they're gonna continue to do their live shows and stuff?
I don't think it's gonna take over. I
Okay.
just think because they're already relying on it for creative storylines, you know.
Right.
As far as replacing like the wrestlers and no, because they still have to do live crowds and stuff like that, live shows. Yeah, they're definitely going to be dabbling a lot more into it, and but the fan feedback is not good. People are against it. You know, they're actually upset. Some people get upset about that. You know, because
I
they
think
invest a lot of money in that hobby, and now you know,
I feel like wrestling. I hate to say it, wrestling is a big thing. A lot of
yeah,
people follow it, and just like I hate to say it, just like certain people follow, soap operas or certain shows like The Bachelor and all that. Like people get involved in these shows, and they follow them shows religiously. So when something goes wrong, they speak up, and I think that's the best thing to do is to speak up, and voice your opinion on it. And I think that's what you got to do because it makes a big difference. I'll tell you that much.
and that's growing in popularity too. Now it seems more so nowadays that people are involving themselves more in that hobby. Like people are going to indie shows, like small venues, and seeing the local people wrestle and stuff like that. And so it is good. I watched it as a kid. I watched the old school stuff, Hulk Hogan, Jake the Snake, all those people. And then once I turned a certain age, like kind of like in high school, I stopped watching it. But then kind of like the last 4 years ago, 3 years ago, I was like, let's see what it's all about nowadays. And I didn't know anything about the new people, and then started watching again. It's definitely different than what it was when I was a kid,
Right.
but it's good, man. It's fun. It's sometimes it's stupid, and sometimes it's kind of entertaining.
I think it was all entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it was all scripted, but I feel like watching it when I was younger, it was so entertaining to just watch it and watch these guys, beat the crap out of each other and just, even if it was fake blood, sometimes you're like, some of them it wasn't. They were beating each other until they bled. And you're like, like Hacksaw Jim Duggan, like where he's beating the crap out of people with, or getting beat the crap out of himself, and it's like you knew that was real, and he was having the chair get slammed against him, and you're like, come on, like he's taking it. Like this is not fake, this is half real. Like the script might be, they might be saying do this, perform this, but he's getting beat up. The real thing. Like there's nothing about this, So I hate to say it. Like it's very entertaining. No matter, if you follow it or not, check it out. Like it's very entertaining. I hate to say it, but
I'm gonna watch it tonight after this podcast.
I would too. Is there a live one on tonight?
Yeah, there's tonight's Friday Night SmackDown.
Okay. Yeah. SmackDown Friday night. Oh yeah, I might end up watching it now. Paul says my dad was pissed when he found out it was fake in the early 80s.
What? How old was your dad when he found out it was fake?
Yeah, Paul. Like, well, your dad. You're Paul. I know you're a little older than us, but not much. So at least me. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, even my age, my dad was what in the 80s. My dad was.
My dad was
like close to 30. Close to 30.
Yeah, 30s. Yeah.
Yeah, he was probably. My dad was 36, I think, when I was born. 83.
Yeah. Yeah. See, so I can see that being a thing, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of things are scripted anymore. Some of the sports I feel like it's scripted,
Oh yeah.
Just the way it's going. I mean,
yeah.
Some of these football games I feel like are scripted to where they already know what's going to go on at the end of the game. Like they're throwing the ball the wrong way, or the refs calling a wrong call that should never. Paul said he was 40-ish. Okay. So wow. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm guessing his dad was like just so like zoned in on it, like
probably.
That he in the back of his mind he probably knew, but like he didn't want to believe that it was fake, and it was just
right.
Like, so like tuned into it,
I mean, I could see being tuned into it. I mean, me and my stepdad were tuned into it every time it came on. Yeah. I mean, I remember like one of the times that I forget which one it was. It came on and it was pay-per-view and we couldn't get it in. So we literally sat there and watched a scrambled thing and listened to it and trying to figure out what was going on because we couldn't get into it to get it. So, but I mean, that was one of the things where you paid some good money back then, even back then to watch, some of the good WrestleManias and all that. So it was like, now, like most of them are, on. He said no. We thought it was real back then. Well, I mean, I think we all thought it was real at first. I mean, I feel like when we watched it, especially when I was younger, I thought it was real. I think it took me till I was probably like 15 before I thought that it knew that if something wasn't right, that it wasn't that it was fake because some of the things that was going on, and that was in the 90s. So before we knew that, where I knew that it was fake because it was like, okay, like how could this guy, he said pre-WrestleMania 1. Wow, that's way back.
Yeah, that's the old school stuff.
That's old school, yeah. That was probably the Sheik in there. Trying to think who else was back then, man. There was some Hulk Hogan was back there. You had Sheik, was Randy in there, Macho Man back then.
Greg the Hammer Valentine back in
the day.
But you know what though, Scott, back then, even in like the early 90s, but definitely in the 80s, they lived in like the wrestlers lived and breathed that. Like they would never be seen in public with the person they were just fighting in the ring. They would travel in different buses to the venues. Like they would never be caught dead like anywhere like as friends, like as coworkers. Like nowadays, they wrestle one night and they're doing podcasts together the next night. So like they don't, they're not hiding it anymore. They're just, they're doing the shows, and then after the shows, they're normal people. And I
Right.
think that kind of took away from the fact that people were like so like, they don't care that it's not real. They just like the entertaining value. Whereas when we were younger, we thought it was real, and that's what entertained us, was thinking that it was real, and believing in it. You know, but like,
Here you go. I got a cool one to tell you, and then
yeah,
Ivan. He said Ivan Putski.
Putski, yeah,
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 that was a good
yeah.
one. The Great Wojo. That was a good one back then.
Nikolai
Um,
Volkov, I think, was one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Wojo, the Great Wojo, is actually from where I live, and his son runs a heating and air conditioning company in the area.
Oh no.
So yeah, so and it's called Wojo's Heating. So it's like and it's always been known that he came back to Toledo when he retired from wrestling and started this heating company. So that's pretty interesting. Guy on one of the other streams says, so you think it ruined things for us as a kid to find out that it wasn't real? What hurt you more once you discovered it? Was it wrestling or Santa Claus?
What hurt me more?
Yeah, wrestling or Santa Claus?
Um, I'm gonna say Santa Claus. Yeah,
Okay,
Santa Claus. I mean, it's kind of weird. As a kid, like I thought wrestling was real, but I knew it was also like a show,
right,
so it wasn't like a unveiling, hey, it's fake type of thing. For me,
right,
just as I got older and mature, I started seeing more and this and that. But I think Santa Claus is like, when kids would tell you that Santa Claus is fake in school, like it'd break your heart.
right. It would. I
Yeah.
think it would. I think that I feel like I said, I feel, yeah, I would be with you. I would say Santa Claus would hurt more
Mm.
knowing finding out when I was younger than wrestling. I feel like I knew it was just a sport, so when I found out that it was fake, I was just like, okay, whatever, like, but like I said, I knew that things were still people were still getting beat up for real. So, you know, he goes, I wonder where all the milk and cookies went. Well, I mean, I know from having kids where all they went. They went in my belly, but you know, at that point when I was younger, uh, I don't know. Like it was like I definitely would wake up and be like, "Where's the milk?" But we got to a point where I was young towards the end where um we didn't leave milk out. We left Mountain Dew out. So it was like when you woke up, the Mountain Dew was gone, and you're like,
What kind
okay.
of Santa Claus is going to your house?
He was the good one, right?
you,
He drank
you,
Mountain Dew and cookies, and you
you were
know,
like, you guys are like inviting Stoner Claus to your house.
yeah, maybe.
Funyuns,
I mean, he was coming in
fun,
and drinking the Mountain Dew. I'll tell you that much.
you leave Funyuns and Mountain Dew for him.
We left whatever we could. I mean,
Yeah.
even when I kind of took over, it was like I always had my kids always left me Mountain Dew, so it was like you know, but they always put carrots out and I had to have to eat the carrots. So like that's where you get like, oh, where's the carrots? So but yeah. Paul Camara says he's talking about wrestling. He said, JC, we saw them all at a hotel getting along. That's how we found out, believe it or not.
Mm.
I can see that. And then he says, finding out wrestling was fake made us think, what else is fake? True, true. I
Yes.
mean, definitely. I think that's definitely one of those things where you're like, what else is true? Definitely. What about this? Paul Camara. I got a question for you. Do you think the moon landing was fake?
No,
Think it was real back then? How did Nixon pick up a phone and call them on a regular phone?
because he's the president.
So he just had this magical phone that could call call the moon?
Well, they had. I mean, back then, military had technology for communications, not that the normal people didn't have. You know what I mean?
But
Um,
just a regular phone, though? I mean, it kind of makes you wonder sometimes, don't it?
I mean, I don't know, but they could have had something connected. He could have been talking to a device that speaks to the astronauts from the phone. So it's like I call you on your phone, and then you put your phone next to a device that communicates. I don't know. I believe I have zero doubt in my mind that the moon landing was
Was
not
fake.
real. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, what else do you feel like could be fake?
What could be fake?
Yeah. I'd say all these
Um,
soap operas are fake. There you go, Paul. All the soap
yeah, soap
operas are
operas
fake.
are fake. But I mean, like, are you talking like in a real world thing that we live
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't believe it, but I think people think that the weather could be manipulated.
Okay.
You know, um, people think that the world is flat, which is weird.
Right.
Um, sorry if you guys think it's flat. I think you're weird because all you have to do is look at flight patterns in the world and how airplanes travel,
Right.
uh, and that'll right there tell you how the world is not flat.
Right.
Um,
Paul Camaro says, "Come on, man. Too many people involved to keep that a secret." The moon
oh, so
landing?
Paul, yeah, I agree with Paul too. Yeah, I agree with Paul.
Right.
So here's the other thing too, right? Like, we scroll online and especially Instagram is it's the death of us. But
I feel there's a
people
lot of people out there that talk about different things on Instagram. I hate to say
there,
it.
there was supposedly there was an interview with this lady about like how she was like transported from New York to LA in 45 minutes via underground tunnels and and how the government has like these super fast trains underground and bunkers and all these things like that. And a lot of people believe that. A lot of people believe that. I think a lot of people that don't have jobs and have all this free time in the world believe that, but a lot of people do. And it's like simple things could just debunk that. If there
Right.
was underground tunnels with super high speed trains and all this stuff, what about the thousands of construction workers that actually had to dig those tunnels? What about the thousands of companies that had to supply supplies to build those tunnels and those foundations? No, that does not exist. People just coming up with stuff.
I the technology would have to be there first off, and I
Mm.
don't feel. I mean, it could be the technology could be out there. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it could be out there, but like you said, there's a lot involved into digging these tunnels from New
Mm.
York to LA or even, I've heard of tunnels all around the world, like, or teleportation and all that stuff from
Mm.
one place to another. But like, there's so much there. There's so much
What,
out there that it's fake sometimes that,
what do you think? What do you think about
we would
these
all hear about it
UFOs?
if it was true,
What do you think
you
about these
know,
UFO sightings and stuff now that the government's releasing?
UFOs. I hate to say it, but I feel that we've always had aliens here in on Earth. I feel like they've been here for years. Uh, think about it, Area 51. It's been always, it's been locked up for years, and there you can't go around that area. I feel like there is aliens, so I believe that yeah, there is UFOs out there. Um, I
I'm gonna go with
mean,
Paul.
if we're on Earth, why isn't there? I mean, there's got to be life forms on every other planet, correct?
I
Are
believe
we the
that.
only planet in our solar system that there's life on? Like, come
Mm.
on. Like, there's got to be life somewhere else. I mean, we can't travel to every planet and tour the whole planet to make sure there's nobody on, can we?
Mm.
I mean, we've never produced anything to do that right yet. So, how do you know that there isn't somebody out there? So,
Yeah, I mean, I believe in aliens.
do you feel like
I
okay,
don't.
here's one I've heard. Do you feel that they say that the ancient Egypts?
I think the government shut them down. Scott knows too much. The government shut you down,
Don't
Scott.
what?
Scott, your internet's freezing
Freezer,
up on
Jason.
you. Yeah, yeah. I think it's the government, bro. The government's shutting you down. They don't want you to unveil their secrets.
Probably.
You know.
Go ahead.
We could hear you. You're just
I can
like
hear
you're
you.
delayed on your screen.
Yeah, I see that now.
Oh, you're good now. You're good now.
Okay. Yeah. See, they were trying to hold me that back, guys.
Yeah, yeah. They're listening
Yeah.
to our conversation.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it, guys.
What were you saying about the aliens?
Do you feel like the aliens and the Aztecs and like the Egyptians all work together?
I don't know about that, man. So when I say I believe in aliens, I mean like I believe there's other life forms in space. Like
Right.
you know, is it like ET little Martians coming around here and just walking the planet and stuff like that? Not, I don't believe that yet. I don't think maybe it's possible. It hasn't happened yet. As far as like back in history, no, I think we underestimate their intelligence. And there is like theories about how we're not evolving, we're actually devolving. Um, and I think, yeah, those people were not lazy. They weren't eating Funyuns and drinking Mountain Dew on a couch. They
True.
actually worked
True.
every day. You know, they had to do that. So I think they were very calculated. I think they were very smart. I don't think aliens came down and helped them out.
Okay.
No.
I agree with you on that. I feel like.
Now here's another thing.
Go ahead.
Here's another thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt that.
No.
I
Go
am a
ahead.
person. I am a person of faith.
Okay.
So I would believe, you know, like, and people could debate all you want. You're not going to change my mind, but I could believe that, you know, that God guided these people, you know, and to be able to do those things. So those types of things, I believe, you know.
Right. I agree with you on that. I feel like back then they didn't have nothing else to do. Like we have TV, we have phones, we have all that advanced stuff, but you know, we could sit there and scroll all day, but back then they didn't have that stuff. So it was like you said, they worked, you know, 10, 12-hour days to do whatever they had to do. So,
But think about this for food of thought, okay? We think right now that that was so impossible for them to build these pyramids. Yet we're talking on internet right now, seeing each other through video camera technology in real time, like doing podcasts. So what if like tomorrow was the end of our civilization here on Earth, and then surviving humans 1,000 years from now go back and find that we were able to do this? They would be like, wow, like how did those people have that ability? It must have been aliens that came down and gave them the communication devices to be able to talk, because that new generation of humans have not discovered this technology that we've discovered now. You know,
could be.
food for thought.
Yeah, it is food for thought. I mean, there's a lot out there to really, I mean, just like the dinosaurs. I mean, a lot of people don't believe in the dinosaurs, but there's bones. There's, you know, how can you not believe that there's dinosaurs when there's bones? You know, so
I think
everything.
that we may not have known the full, we may not have discovered the technology that they discovered.
Right.
You know,
Everything evolves. Everything evolves. I mean, we've all evolved in so many ways from when we first started. You know, like all our lives. I mean, everybody's life has changed dramatically. You know, I mean, if you go to, let's say, my father-in-law has been literally went from what did he say the other day? He said that when he was growing up, they had a black and white TV, and now look at that. You can watch stuff on your computer, your phone. it's evolved so much over them years that he went from a black and white TV to now he watches it on his phone.
It's crazy.
Like it's it's amazing on how much things have changed and evolved over the years. So I mean, who knows what's going to happen 100 years from now, 1,000 years from now? You never know. Like you said, somebody could be watching our podcast, like, through their eyeballs and just thinking like, oh, I want to watch a podcast, from the 2000s. Let me see what that is.
They may not even know what a podcast is. They may be like, oh my, like, what's this whole podcast that these people used to do back in the day, and how did they find that technology to be able to do that? They may be so advanced in technology that
no heat.
Yeah. Why is that guy wearing a hat? Why is he European?
Yeah. He never has heat. He's always bundled up. I don't know. As you guys all know, he's wearing 3 pairs of socks underneath. He's got flannel pants on, and like 3 coats, 3 hoodies. So, he's making sure that he's nice and warm, because he doesn't turn the heat on, guys. He can't afford it. It is too expensive in Boston. Okay.
Hey, let's add a conspiracy theory. I'm a reptilian species. You know how people think that that reptiles that
from
walk
the
amongst
V.
the earth?
Yep.
Yeah, I got cold blood, so that's why I'm always cold. Or
There
warm
you go.
blood. I don't know.
Warm blood, cold blood, it's all different, right? I don't know either. So, but yeah, I think there's a lot of things out there that could be conspiracies. And there could be stuff that's true. You never know. They might shut us down for what we talk about sometime, but hopefully not today, guys. Please don't shut us down today.
Yeah, if we're missing, it's not because we decided to leave.
Yeah. If we're not back on, please contact the right authorities, not the wrong authorities, please. But I mean, Paul, if you're still on, Paul, what over the years, what has changed for you? What have you seen that you thought was fake besides wrestling? I'd like to know that, because there's so many different things out there that people say that is fake, and some stuff that they say is correct. It's alarming sometimes, especially like you said, scrolling Instagram, you get these people that just talk about like everything and anything's fake, and you're like, but find different things that are like, oh, this one thing, like even the space, the last space mission just recently, I seen a lot of people saying like none of them people went up into space. And it's like, come on, like, you really think that they didn't go up in space? I don't know if they did or not, but it's very plausible, and all the videos I've seen were pretty good, so I would say that they did go up there. So
what about Bigfoot?
Bigfoot, I feel he is just a regular person, or it is a bear that stands up on his hind legs.
Yeah, his name is Josh Curvin.
The guy on Twitch says the food is fake. The former CEO of Campbell Soup called it out and got fired. I feel like some food they are starting to. I hate to say this, guys. Some food has changed over the years. When we were growing up, there was a lot of less ingredients than there are now. Yes, a lot of things they add in chemical additives and all kinds of dyes and stuff. And when we were growing up, we didn't have that kind of stuff. It was just kind of a couple things like corn syrup, sugar, and all that stuff. I agree. Some things are different than what they are. People call it fake. Some people don't. But I do feel like they are generating food now. They are making, meat that is computer generated or whatever, however they're, coming up with it. So I feel like, some food is starting to get fake. So you have to watch what you're buying, really. I hate to say this, over the last 4 weeks, I've been, really looking at food when we go to buy it, because I'm looking for stuff that has stuff that I know what the hell it is sometimes, because a lot of the stuff nowadays you don't even know what it is. You can't even pronounce some of the words that's on some of these labels. So it's like, but I have noticed that there is some stuff that went from 4 and 5 ingredients to 25 ingredients, and you're like, what's this? What's this ingredient? What's this? It makes you kind of look at it now. And I feel like you always should look at your food labels anymore and make sure that there's stuff that you understand what it is, instead of going ahead and just buying it just because you want that Twinkie. Like, I mean, that Twinkie might have been good years ago, but I mean, things have been changed in it, and it might not taste the same as like what you had 5 years ago. I know like they had said something about Reese's being Reese Pieces and Reese's peanut butter cups being different because they went from original like chocolate to milk chocolate to now it's a processed chocolate. I have no idea, but I have seen some labels that are saying different things. So always take a look at your food, guys, before you buy it.
So I don't know how true this is because obviously online, I don't believe in anything until like, but supposedly I saw a post that supposedly McDonald's was planning to do a monthly subscription per program.
Okay.
So like you'd pay like $55, but you'd have like you could eat whatever you want at McDonald's as many times a day, or I don't know. I'm sure there's limitations if they actually do that, but what are your
Right.
thoughts on that? If you pay like $55 for McDonald's on a monthly subscription?
I feel like it's going to come to that point. We're already in like a bunch of subscriptions anymore with TV and cables and all that stuff. I could see that becoming a thing with subscriptions. But it would have to be, I would think it would end. You said $55 a month or something to be able to eat there. But they would have to have limitations on when you could go there, because you're going to have people that are going to be, well, I got the subscription, I'm going to eat here 5 times a day. They're going to have limits on it. Or have like different tiers, kind of like some of like Disney Plus has different tiers. But then is it going to get commercialized with hey, you gotta watch this ad before you can order from us, or what? So I don't know. I mean, I can see subscriptions becoming a big thing. I've seen a lot of lawn care guys talk about subscriptions, signing up a customer for a subscription to get lawn care for the year.
Right.
Like it, you can do that, but I feel like you might as well do like a monthly bill with them if you're going to do that, and try to figure it out that way instead of calling it a subscription.
Yeah,
Call
because
it a
are they going to call you on demand? Hey, I need my lawn mowed today.
Yeah, right. You got to have it all out in fine print, and just make sure you got it out in fine print. That's what I would say too.
What if gas stations did subscriptions, but there was like certain limitations in which like you could only get a certain amount a week? Or so, I mean, if the country really wanted to like manipulate people and control them, that's how they do that. Like, hey, service.
I hate to say that, but it would hurt a lot of lawn care companies.
It'd be rationing, like back in the day when the wars were World War I and II, like they'd ration food.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. That would be one of those things. I think I'd have to have the highest subscription if it was. So, I mean, it's getting expensive nowadays, but I guess we all deal with it if we're in the industry or whatever business we're in. Like if we're in trucking or construction or all that, I mean, we deal with the high costs and continue on. One thing Paul says he thinks is fake. I'm going to tell you this. He says all these push-ups on IG are fake. Paul, I hate to say it. I get out there every day and do my 10 push-ups, Paul. Just for you, I'm going to call you out tonight when I do my 10 push-ups, Paul. So just wait for it, okay? They're not fake, Paul. They're not fake.
It's all AI generated video, bro.
Yeah. 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 I'm good at computers, Paul. Not at lawn care. I'm never good at lawn care. Everything's computer generated. Okay, Paul? I
It's
don't
funny.
even do anything.
Me
Go
and
ahead.
Paul, like, I know why Paul's a wrestling fan. It's because like our area is where wrestling kind of was created. You know, like we'd have WWF play at local venues like in the Northeast and New England. Uh, their company was in Connecticut, you know, so
Right.
the city where I'm from, Worcester, they would do a lot of shows when they first started off at the Worcester Auditorium, you know, and you'd see like a lot of like, you know, house shows like that, you know. So it did originate around here. So I think a lot of people in our area are fans of wrestling.
I feel like a lot of the Northeast, in the United States is part of, involved in a lot of that stuff. I don't see a lot of people from like down, say like Texas and all that follow that, but I feel like around here, there's a lot of people that definitely
Mhm.
follow wrestling.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's on tonight, folks.
yep.
Right now. Right now.
And yeah, it's on right now, guys. So if you want to get on there and get it, you better get on there because we're getting off and we're gonna go. But I want to thank Godzilla for EZ on Twitch. Thank you guys for watching and listening and commenting. Because hey guys, we want you to come on here, comment anytime. Love to talk with you guys back and forth. Thank you guys for coming on. Thank you all for listening and enjoying the stream. And definitely come back. We'll be back soon. You never know when we'll be back. We might be back next week, early in the week. You never know. We pop on every once in a while, and we just have fun with it, guys. But thanks to our sponsors, Cujo Yardware. Thanks to our second sponsor is gonna be Pro Parts Direct, where you can get your pro parts. They have some good parts. They are in your guys' area over in the Northeast of the United States. And also DGP Works. They are a green industry for chainsaw oil and a whole bunch of other good products. So definitely go check them out. Thank you guys again and have a good weekend.
Happy Mother's Day on Sunday.
Yeah.